I've been shopping to IKEA again. It's that time of year when they've got their Christmas trees in, or their little, pine trees, and you know how much I love a pine. I've got 10. They're pretty much the same varieties as they had last year. Let's have a look. You have Camay Paris Lawsoniana, which is this. It's got a kind of, you can't really see it, but you can see the end there. It's got a bluey tinge to the tips, which is lovely. You've got this cute little compact one with the more golden tips. I literally can't say any of this. This is actually the same variety. So they're different varieties within the same family. So they basically got 3 varieties. So they've got this bluey tipped one, this golden tipped one, and then just a kind of a little bog standard pine here, which is a bit more compact. It's come out of its pot. They're going to go to the farm. They will grow, if they're nurtured, they will grow into big, beautiful pine trees. And if you've been watching this channel for any length of time, you will know that I love a good pine tree. So they're £1.95. So if you are in the festive mood, or you're looking to plant some pine trees, either for landscaping, you could use these in flower beds as evergreen foliage throughout the year until they get too big, in which point you can move them. Or if you're planting trees again and you don't mind, sitting there for 40 years watching them grow, go and grab some. They're great. Well, today is finally Dahlia Day, and you might think it's a bit late because it is November, but we honestly haven't really had much of a frost. So although I've cut the foliage back, I've left them in the ground. However, they do need to come out here. We're not warm enough or dry enough for these really to stay in the soil, so I do prefer to lift them. And it's really, really simple. It's just a case of digging. Look, it's that easy. It's not even rooted in that much because the roots have started to die off. And then you end up with this, which is the lovely root ball. Now what you want to do with that before you store it, you want to store it as dry as possible, because you don't want it to rot. So this will just be left in the conservatory on a piece of newspaper for a couple of days. All this soil will dry up, and then I can tap it off and it'll all fall away. And then lots of people store them in a bed of sand or a bed of dry compost. I literally just wrap them in newspaper and put them into the greenhouse where it's cold but frost free. And then next year, when the shoots start appearing here, I'll know they're ready to go back out. But for now, I'm just going to go around the garden, lift the rest of the dahlias and start the drying process. Well guys, as always, we are back on the topic of microgreens. Now these are the same microgreens that you saw me packaging last week, and they've done it really well. I've been eating this one, being it every few days to see how it tastes. It tastes now the same as it tasted when I started it. So I'm really, really happy with this packaging and how it's keeping the freshness. So it's probably, what are we on now? We're probably about day 10 of freshness for these microgreens. And you can see they've kept really, really well. Even the one that's got the condensation, when I originally packaged the microgreens, you see it's there, it's got some condensation as well. Even that one, it's still fresh in there. You wouldn't want it to go much longer, so they probably won't last for 2 weeks, but then if you're buying a little packet of microgreens and you're using it every few days, it's not going to last 2 weeks. It's going to last a week, 10 days. So yeah, really, really happy with that. Now I just need to start doing labels, growing a few more and finding some customers. I thought we would catch up with little Ralph today, because he is just delightful. You've probably all heard me talk before that I do intend to do meat rabbits one day. Now obviously Ralph is a dwarf lop or something of the like, so he's not kind of the right breed for a meat rabbit. But having kept Ralph, I'm finding it difficult to think about eating rabbit. It's strange, isn't it? With chicken, because it's just so universally eaten, we don't even think about it, and I automatically rear my chickens and then eat the cockerels without any kind of concern. And then I watch YouTube videos of people with rabbits, and I've watched rabbit cull videos and rabbit breeding videos and all of that about eating rabbits, and that it's a much more sustainable source of meat. You can make a lot of meat and have a low kind of environmental impact with them as well, and all the pros are there. But then you go and keep a rabbit, and you keep a rabbit like Ralphie, who, look, how could you eat it? So that's my dilemma at the moment. I'm going to make myself do it. Obviously, I'm not going to eat Ralph, but I'm going to make myself have meat rabbits in the future. But I think I need to get it sorted in my brain first, because my brain doesn't quite compute yet that one day little things like this will be skinned and eaten at home. Obviously not Ralphie, because you can never eat that. Bless him. So with it coming up to Christmas, and of course it was just Black Friday as well, I thought it was about time that I did a quick another update about Amazon Associates. So if you don't know what Amazon Associate is, it means that people like me that run a small business or a YouTube channel can basically sign up, and you can see here there's an Amazon Associates strip along the top, and that means that we get a small commission, or I get a small commission for anything that's bought on Amazon when somebody follows my link. So I set up this store the other day. This is the Brimwood Farm store, and it's just basically my favourite stuff on Amazon. So you could either come to this store, you go amazon.co.uk/shop/Brimwood Farm, and you can browse what kind of the things I've kind of picked out. But the most important thing, if you want to basically help support Brimwood Farm without funding me directly, but indirectly, is to just shop. If you're doing your Christmas shopping, or any shopping for that matter, on Amazon, follow one of the links. So on my on YouTube, so this is my YouTube website, on YouTube, go to any of the videos. We'll just pause it because we don't need to hear me rabbiting on. Are we going to pause?
Do you want to learn how to take...
No. Okay, so go to any of the videos and just come down to this, show more, and then basically you just scroll down to this, and then buy shopping on Amazon via these links, and you've got US one and UK one. So you can do that on the YouTube page, or if you're part of Facebook, come onto the Facebook Brimwood Farm page or the community group, and then there's one of these Black Friday shopping posts that I did pinned to the top of the group, pinned to the top of the page, and again it's got the links. So it doesn't cost you anything to click the link. It doesn't add any costs onto you at all, but it tracks what you buy on Amazon for 24 hours via this link, and then anything you do buy on Amazon I get a small commission of, and it helps fund the farm. So if you are shopping this Christmas, I'd be very grateful if you can follow those links, because you get to shop, you get to buy your presents, and I get a small little commission from it as well, which obviously helps fund the YouTube channel and the farm as well. So thank you very much. Well, it's 6 AM and I've just come down to sort out the chickens, so I'll have a quick look at the peas. If you watched Friday's video, you would have seen that I was talking about the beans and the peas coming up. I thought the peas were coming up, but actually on further inspection I have this, which is mouldy. So most of the peas have actually gone mouldy, and that's because they're ancient, so they've got no life in them left to start sprouting, so they are just going mouldy in the pots. I've been through 3 pots so far, all mouldy. It's not too late, so I'm going to go and run out and buy some more peas and pop them in, and then that will help hopefully get something germinating for next year. But as you can see, no life is going to come of that squishy mess, so we'll try again with some new stock. It was about time that we had a Birdroom update. Sunny is on 5 eggs. The other hen has not gone into her nest box yet, so I've got another cage, Pluto and his hen. And then we have the main aviary. So we have the 2 cockatiels and the budgies, and then 3 little Chinese painted quail. You can see one hen there, just on the right, has been quite badly plucked. She's just started laying. So that plucking is actually by the cockerel. I need some more girls. So I'm going to hopefully set some of those eggs in an incubator and hatch out some more. I have another cage of 3 bachelors, or actually I thought it was 3 bachelors, and I came in yesterday and discovered an egg. So one of those bachelors is actually a girl. But yeah, we have this lovely little fly. This is Venus, actually. The budgie here you're saying is Venus, who most of you have probably never seen, because she spent most of the year when I first got her inside a nest box, trying to breed, but it just never happened. And eventually I decided, actually, regardless of whether she wanted to be in the nest box or not, she was perfectly happy in the nest box, but it wasn't good for her overall well-being. So I took the nest box away and then moved her, so she can't now get into a nest box anywhere, because I just don't think it's good for her health. One of the babies from last year, nice little hen. So that is a little bit of a bird room update with these lovely little